Hey, what's going on, guys? Killer6 back with my Iron Cub build for what I'm calling my Mama Bear Moze. And this build is going to allow you to do some fun stuff. As you can see, my Iron Cub is basically staying up 24/7, and that means that I'm going to get a lot of damage out of all my guns, which Moze didn't really have a problem with damage already, so that's not really a thing that you really need to worry about. If you want a good build that's going to do a lot of damage, I mean, obviously you can check out my CUBZERKER builds. Those things will always do lots of damage. But what this build does is it keeps Iron Cub out pretty much all the time. And even if Iron Cub does somehow go down, you're going to get it back pretty much instantly. And now this is utilizing the new skill tree from Arms Race, so keep that in mind. You do need to have the Arms Race DLC in order to get this purple tree and also the class mod that we're using along with this. So in terms of the gear, using all the usual stuff. We got a plasma coil. Plasma coil is just ridiculous. The Boogeyman, which is a lot of fun. Tizzy. We're using a light show from DLC 3. We're using the Old God from DLC 2. I don't really have a good shield option because I know that most shields you're going to take advantage of action skill end anointments, and all of my old gods are action skill ends. I don't have any that were like action skill start kind of stuff, so that might be something you want to farm. Not really though. I mean, honestly, there's not a good shield option for this build. That said, the Old God's pretty great. Allows you to do a little extra elemental damage of each type. So I've got shock, I've got radiation, fire, cryo, and corrosive all on here. We've got the cloning maddening tracker, but you can use any of the other grenades if you want. We also have the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge to stack up your damage with that. We're using the Eternal Flame class mod, but we've got basically all the good class mods on here too. The Minesweeper is great for bosses. It'll melt them down really quick if you can hit crits. Now with the skill tree. All right, on to the skill tree, and as you can see, we make really good use of the purple tree here. We do not capstone because we're going to get the capstone from our class mod. So we got 5 out of 5 in biofuel, 5 out of 5 in really big guns with 3 bonus points from our class mod. We got 3 points of big surplus. So if our Iron Bear does go down, then Moze is going to do insane incendiary damage. It's kind of not even a bad thing when Iron Cub goes down, but with this build, it's going to be pretty rare for it to go down. Explosive Fury, we got 3 out of 3. This gives you some more status effect chance and damage. We got 1 point in Fired Up so that you get more fire rate when you apply a status effect to an enemy, which is going to be basically all the time because of this build. We got 3 points in Never Going to Give You Up. Now, realistically, you don't need 3 points. This kind of works sort of like Zane's skill, where when you're using Seeing Dead, it basically keeps the action skill going. This works a lot like that. This is going to keep your action skill going really well. We got 1 point in Superior Firepower. It's a single point skill. Whenever Moze or Iron Bear inflicts a status effect on an enemy, they gain increased status effect damage. Now, we don't even really need this point here, so if you want to spend this point elsewhere, you can. But just having that extra damage for both Iron Bear and Moze is pretty nice. For the augment on this, we go with Efficiency Engine, and like I was saying earlier, while Iron Cub is out, the longer it's out, the more gun damage you stack up with this. So Moze is going to do a lot of gun damage while Iron Cub is out, and Iron Cub stays out a lot. All right, over to the blue tree. This is one of probably my favorite tree. I'll be honest, this is my favorite tree. And we capstone this thing out with short fuse. If you see my CUBZERKER build before, this is kind of comparable to what I usually do. I have a point into the last to throw grenades and fight for your life, and the only reason for that is because I needed it to get to the capstone. Same thing with the 3 out of 3 on why can't I carry all these grenades. And a lot of people always ask why I don't use Tor Cross Promotion. It's because of my play style. I get too close to enemies and I blow myself up with it all the time. If you're good at keeping distance, then Tor Cross Promotion is a very powerful skill, and I would actually say take the 3 points from here and the 1 point from here and put them in Torque Cross promotion instead. All right, we got 5 in Fire in the Skag Den. This is one of the most powerful skills for any Vault Hunter, and it's it's like top of the skill tree skill. So 5 points in that gives you an insane amount of damage on all of your weapons. We got 3 in Means of Destruction, so we deal when we deal splash damage, we can generate ammo and get grenades back. We got 5 in Stainless Steel Bear. We got 3 in Pull the Holy Pin. This allows your grenades to crit, which means more damage with your grenades. The grenades are really not that important for doing damage, but we need the points to move down the tree, like I was saying. We got 5 out of 5 in Vampire. This allows you to restore 20% of your missing health per enemy hit of a grenade. So that's the reason why we use the Cloning Maddening Tracker. When you throw this thing, it splits into 2 grenades. Each of those 2 grenades spawn 3 Merv grenades, and then those bounce and detonate 3 times. That's a lot of hits per grenade throw, which means a lot of healing off of that. All right, and of course we do Short Fuse, the capstone of this tree, because that's just so much damage on Moze, and she gets so much good splash damage perks. It's hard to resist that. The red tree. Now, I like the red tree, I do, but I usually just don't use it. If I were to use it, I would put 5 here, 5 here, 1 here. But instead, I went green tree, and the reason I went green tree is because there's some cool fire boosting stuff in this tree, including Cloud of Lead. So occasionally Moze and Iron Bear shots will deal additional incendiary damage and will not consume ammo. So it's every 4 shots that's going to happen. This 1 point Docket Bear does give Iron Cub 20% more damage, because obviously you can't climb in the back of Iron Cub. We got 1 point in Redistribution. Whenever you score a critical hit, you regenerate ammo and health for a few seconds. The lower your health, the more powerful the health regeneration. We got Stoke the Embers. 3 points here gives us increased incendiary damage for both me and Iron Bear. That's 30% bonus. We got 1 in Russian Offensive, so that while we are sprinting and shooting, we get lifesteal. And that's a really important single point skill. You combine that with Redistribution. If you're hitting crits while you're running, you're going to keep your health up pretty good. We got 4 points in Scorching RPMs. In a perfect world, I'd have 5 points there. Even with just 4 points, this thing works really well. And it works really well with Fire in the Skag Den. And then finally here, we got 1 point in Specialist Bear to give Iron Cub 60% more damage as well. And the reason this works, I know this says while equipping 2 of the same things, and you're probably thinking, but K6, up top, you've got one of the things is Iron Cub, and the other thing is Salamander from the green tree. Well, how this works is when you use Iron Cub, as the description says here, Moze summons Iron Cub in place of Iron Bear. Iron Cub equips 2 of whatever weapons is equipped in the remaining action skill slot. So if you equip Fuel Economy and Salamander, as I have here, then it's going to basically double the Salamanders. It puts a Salamander on each arm, as you can see actually over here on the side on my Iron Bear. So it having Salamander is what's going to keep it out all the time, which is going to keep all my action skill active stuff procced as well. All right, now that said, if you want to do more damage with Iron Cub, you can absolutely switch over and do the nukes. This thing was a lot of fun. 600% damage. You only get to shoot 1 at a time. We're gonna need Iron Cub to run out so I can actually show you that in action. We're gonna go down here and we're gonna fight the Valkyries, and I tell you what, we'll let Iron Cub do the nukes for that. That should be pretty interesting. So I'll see you when we get down there after Iron Cub is back up and ready. All right, so here we are with the Valkyries. We're gonna actually go ahead and change out Iron Cub so that it will have the nukes. And I just want you guys to see how interesting this is. It's most likely not gonna kill these guys. I'm gonna swap over to my Boogeyman so we get that 300 over 90. And this thing shoots its first nuke. As you can see, that took a nice chunk out of his shield right there. And we're gonna go ahead and knock this dude's shield down. Iron Cub is pretty fun, man. Let's see what it does to these guys. It's hard not to like that, man. It is really hard to not like that, dude. See if Iron Cub will nuke some more dudes. It just flips, dude. Dude, it just oh my god, dude. That's just freaking fun as hell, honestly. So that's the build, guys. Like while I was having you guys wait till I came back for Iron Bear to run out, I went to the kitchen, I got myself a snack, I grabbed a drink, I went and hit the restroom, came back, Iron Bear was still cooling down, or still active, hadn't even gone down yet. So this build is so strong in how it keeps Iron Cub up with the right gear. Like if we're using plasma coil, for example, if we're using the flipper, whatever you want to use, you're going to do crazy damage with Moze too. You don't need Iron Cub to do the damage that it does. It's just a nice bonus. This build essentially is CUBZERKER, but with Iron Cub bonuses. Does that make sense? But yeah, so this build is essentially CUBZERKER with Iron Cub. That's basically what this build is. It's a lot of fun. You'll be able to solo every piece of content in the game. You're gonna have a good time. If we're being honest, this class mod is probably the hardest thing on this build to get. So you can use the flare. While your Iron Cub is active, you'll get 100% damage, and that stays high until Iron Bear's fuel drops down low. So you're gonna be able to keep that up pretty good too. Bear Trooper is good. The Bloodletter, you can use this, and then anytime you would get healed, you're actually gonna build up your shields. That works pretty well too. Green Monster's okay. I really wouldn't recommend that. We also have the Raging Bear. This one, whenever Iron Bear kills an enemy, it gains decreased fuel usage, and whenever it takes damage, it gains increased damage. That can be a lot of fun if you want to really focus on Iron Cub. We got Blastmaster, which is just one of the best all-around Moze class mods, and this one's more if you're going like bottomless mags usually, but it's here just in case you want to play with that. We got the Rocketeer. This one has 2 on fire in the Skagged In and 2 Torque Cross promotion with Cloud of Lead as well. And this one, while Auto Bear will last the rest of the duration. Now, you might have noticed I'm not using Auto Bear. We don't really need Auto Bear with what we're doing here. So, but yeah, I've included that in case you do want to change around the build at all. Sapper class mod. If you do find that you're having trouble keeping your health up, you can swap to the Sapper. This thing will give you life steal the longer you hold down the trigger. We got the Minesweeper. This one's all about destroying bosses or anything that you can crit easily. This thing will absolutely wreck them. Basically, you just shoot them in the crit spot, little micro grenades drop, and you'd see their health bar disappear. We could have used this on the Valkyries, and Moze herself could have easily soloed them without Iron Cub, but I like to let Iron Cub have a little bit of fun now that it's been buffed. Got the Cut Purse Launchpad. If you guys don't know, the Cut Purse Launchpad is the thing that you'd use to like jump, slam, and then it sends out things which will steal ammo for you on whatever weapon you're holding. And then we got the Snowdrift Victory Rush, just in case you want to put that on and slide and get around places really quick. So that's the build, that's the gear, that's how it works, that's what it does. Iron Cub is adorable, and you know, I could literally just let this video run out with Iron Cub staying active, and you guys would be like, oh my god, will this thing ever end? But instead, I'm just gonna say, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a great day.